It's the beat.
How you doing? This is Jeff calling for an interview.
Jeff? DJ Jazzy Jeff?
That's him.
Man, this is, look let me tell you something. I appreciate you taking your time out to call in. This is like real big for me, man. Like I've been in radio for a while. I'm fanboying out real fast before I get into the meat and potatoes of things, man. I
appreciate it.
Man, if I hope you hear this a lot, but you the best DJ hands down on the planet, yo, for real. If you don't hear that a lot, big ups to you, man. I'm not even a DJ that scratches and all that good stuff. A lot of my relatives are. They work in clubs. I work in clubs a lot and all that good stuff. And you, my man, are fresh to death. I'm so glad I get to tell people like you in real life how much I appreciate you. So just wanted to start the interview off with
Definitely.
that.
Definitely.
Had to get my fanboy off real fast. Let me put my work hat back on, man. I appreciate you calling in. I know you're super busy. I got 1,000 questions I want to ask you, but I don't know how long you got. Yeah, I like to call this kicking the actual factuals. Usually it's me and my guy in here, my homeboy City Hollow. We do a show together, but he's not here today, so we like to call it kick the actual factuals. So first of all, if they don't know, could you go ahead and state who you are, sir?
I am DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you calling in, man.
Absolutely.
How's the tour going for you?
This is incredible. This is a throwback to all of us when we were on tour, 30 years ago. It is sold out every night. People are having a ball. This is one of them shows that I tell people there's no opener, there's no closer. I suggest that you go to the bathroom before you get here because at 8:00, when we hit the stage, we don't get off the stage until the show is over. You have never seen a show like this before.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I'm so hyped up, man. Me and my lady, a couple of friends from work, we're all driving from the Springs to come up there today.
That's it.
Super hype.
Make sure you here by 8:00. This isn't I'm going to come in fashionably late. You'll come in fashionably late and wonder why LL's on stage. Don't do it. Don't do it. Come early.
Dope. Man, I got so many questions. So what inspired you? Okay, so away from the tour now, what inspired you to get into DJing?
I just have a love for music. Growing up as the youngest of 6, I've, pretty much, fed off of everybody's music. My dad was a old jazz guy, Wes Montgomery, Jimmy Smith, Arthur Prysock, Count Basie. My older brothers were the Mahavishnu Orchestra, Weather Report. My sisters were Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder. So I just picked all of that up, and then hip hop came along, and then I grabbed that. So once you mix all of that into a pot, it's kind of like, hey man, I love music. I'm a music lover first and foremost.
Do you think the role of a DJ has evolved since back then?
I think everything is a ever evolving situation. Clubs are different. We didn't have streaming like we did. Radio wasn't like, it is now. The accessibility, the equipment, so much of that has changed. I think you cannot be in the arts, period, without evolving. And that's, that a lot of times when it happens is when, you get people that are angry that things aren't happening the way that they are. And it's just like, unfortunately, if you ask your grandmother, what did she have in her kitchen? It's completely different than what you got in your kitchen now. Your grandmother didn't have a microwave or air fryer.
Yeah.
And so everything kind of evolved. So, I think as long as you kind of pay attention, to the direction of pretty much the universe, you can kind of be okay.
Do you like the evolution of the DJ? What I don't know if I mean like equipment and all that other good stuff. Do you? Because some ways I'm not, again, I'm talking not for me knowing as a DJ, but like I have relatives. Some of them say some guys can cheat with it, and some guys, you know what I'm saying, some of that. Do you think it's still a good evolution?
100%.
Word.
Because this is the whole thing. You get people, that say that you can cheat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you can't cheat is the public. You cannot. There is no piece of equipment that is going to let you read a crowd. That's going to tell you what to play and when to play it. Just because I now have 100,000 records on my computer, I don't consider that cheating. Just because I can DJ with a CD controller or even just a regular controller, I don't consider that cheating, because that doesn't make you a good DJ. That just helps your back from carrying your equipment.
That is facts. I used to have to carry my cousin's crates. That is crazy.
Yeah, I remember them. I remember them days.
Yeah, this is dope. All right, so this is a double question. Can you share one of your most memorable moments on this tour and one of your favorite tours with you and Will?
Don't know if I can really share. The funny thing about this tour is every night is a favorable moment.
Dope.
It's kind of like I said, this is a big giant family reunion. Just being out, it's very different. I have my wife, my kids out with me. We are on a tour bus going all across the country, checking out sites and landmarks. We weren't able to do this 30 years ago like this.
That's what I tell people. I love that you guys, I mean, in total as hip hop, can now, like back in the day, like you were just saying, people weren't touring or still selling out arenas and stuff as the magnitude as you guys are,
And you also have to understand, with this being the 50th year of hip hop, we're talking to grown-ups. We're talking to grown-ups who have grown kids, that this isn't for their kids. And unless they want it to be for their kids, this is for them. Like all of the kids got Rolling Loud. They got all of these festivals. This summer is the summer of grown-ups.
I like it. This is crazy. I just found this out too. I just found out this summer that I was born on the same day as hip hop. My birthday is August the 11th. It's 3 years. No, I think it's 3 years older than I am, but that's dope. So I feel like it's all in my blood to be doing this. And when I talk to cool cats like yourself, it's like it's meant to be. You know what I mean?
It's what's crazy is hip hop has been a part of your life as long as you've been here.
Yep.
Which is a beautiful thing.
The crazy. I talk a lot. The first time I remember me getting in trouble, I think my mom was a teacher. She was a teacher for 29 years. And when she would be away coming from school to home, and I was listening to NWA in my house, like blasting a speaker, but I'm in my room, and I remember just my mom coming home and taking that tape out, like, boy, what is wrong with you? But yep, it's been around my whole entire life. That is so dope. What's one of your favorite? I'm just sticking with the evolution things. What's one of your favorite new school tools that helps something in your DJing industry?
Oh my God! I mean, just the invention of Serato, being able to not have to carry all of those records, but to be able to take your record collection with you. I am somebody that I'm not afraid of technology. I'm not afraid. I remember when. People were like, oh, my God, if you bring a calculator in the classroom, all of the kids are going to be dumb. That never happened. People, oh, my God, an iPhone in the school. It's kind of like, there's good and bad in everything that you can find. I saw people when the AirTags came out that it was kind of like, oh, my God, this is great because I'll never lose my bags. And all of a sudden, somebody started putting them in cars and following people. You took something good and you made it bad. And I think that's just the nature of the world. But I am somebody that I embrace, technology. I embrace, easier ways of doing things, I'm all for it. So like Serato has been a dream for me, just to be able to have my records with me at all times. I remember the days when I would travel around the world with 3 record boxes, praying to God that my records make it to the next city.
Do you still collect records? Do you avidly
Absolutely.
go? Yep.
Absolutely. The beautiful thing about this tour and the tour bus is I can buy all of the records I want and put them right underneath the bottom of the bus.
Yeah, that is fresh to death, man. Man, again, just in the middle, I just want to say I appreciate you taking your time out for calling in. You know what's funny is I got a request. They was like, how if you could talk out of all of you guys, they asked me who I would want to talk to, and I kind of requested you, and it didn't happen for me. And then it did happen for me, so I'm super excited. I appreciate you, man. I've been doing this for a grown up time, and this is one of my. I'm really hyped up right now, man. I just want to get that out of there.
I appreciate it.
What's one of the most exciting trends that you see in the music industry today?
What's funny? I am not a big fan of the music industry. I don't really follow the trends of the industry. And I'm not trying to really get political, but the music industry isn't about music. And I am a music person.
Mm-hmm.
So when it starts to get to how much did someone sell, how their presence was, there's a lot of people that sell a lot of records, and there's a lot of people that have social media presence that aren't necessarily talented. And I am just somebody that I listen to who I like. I listen to very obscure stuff. It doesn't, how many records you sold or the trends of the industry isn't something that kind of gets me excited. I like the person when it's like, oh my God, have you heard this? And I got to pick up the phone, or text 20 people like, yo, this is a mind-blowing project that you got to hear.
I love that. That is so dope. You segue right into my next question. What's the last discovery or something that you heard fresh to death that you just had to tell somebody?
What's funny? Over the pandemic, I think everybody in the world fell in love with salt. And I think the thing that got me with salt is every last one of their album covers was a black cover with no picture. There were no credits. There were just song names. And for 2.5 years, no one knew who was in the group. It was no videos. This was very reminiscent of how it used to be. You're on the phone with people like, yo, I heard that's the girl from such and such. No one knew who was in the group. All you knew is these songs, and this project was absolutely insane. And I love the fact that they would do stuff and say, we're putting up a new project for 24 hours. And everybody raced to grab it before they took it down. Like, to me, that's about the music.
That's great.
I didn't see what you looked like. I didn't see a video.
Right.
I didn't see a hot ad campaign. This was all word of mouth. And I'm like, I love that.
It's organic. That's that organic.
Yep.
Jumping around. How did you like the new Fresh Prince show?
Loved it. Love it. Absolutely genius. I think the approach of the show was extremely fresh. But to me, once again, that's one of those things that I think that was birthed out of the pandemic. Having to find the actors the way that they did. I know, talking to a lot of the people that were on the show, because of the pandemic, they weren't able to hold open auditions, and people had to do Zoom auditions. So a lot of times when you need to be in that audition space in LA, if you're not in LA, you might miss out. Now they were able to cast people from all over the world. And I think it worked, but I love it. I love the show. I think that to do a real life version of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I don't think they could have done it any better.
Dope. That is a stamp of approval. That is fresh to death. All right, so a question A couple of questions from my cousins that are DJs. He asked me to ask you, what's your favorite hip hop record of all time?
Can't do it. Can't do it. That's like asking, who's your favorite kid? You can't do it.
Yeah, I like that.
Like I have too many. That answer would change almost every hour of every day, depending on what you're listening to. But I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. It's kind of like, this is hip hop is an ever evolving journey, and I love taking that journey.
Me too, man. Me too. My cousin told me that we have a group chat. Another one asked me to ask you, is it true that you and Will were originally supposed to be in House Party and you guys turned it down?
100%.
What?
100%. I still have the original script.
The original, man, that's crazy.
If you look at House Party, one of the guys was a DJ and one of the guys was a rapper.
That's y'all.
Yes.
Wow. That is crazy. That's like that's mind blowing and new for me, man. That is y'all. That's crazy. That would have been dope. Did you guys? So now me just fanboying out again. I am grown. I just want you to know that. Did you guys turn that down for Fresh Prince?
No, this was way before Fresh Prince.
Wow.
The true story was we did when we did the Nightmare on My Street record, we used a piece of Nightmare on Elm Street and ended up getting sued by New Line Cinema. And a part of the suit, they were, which was strange, but a part of the suit, it was kind of like, we're going to sue you, but we think you guys are really talented and we want to offer you a movie. But you don't have to take it. So they actually offered us, we had 2 movie projects that they offered us that we turned down. And everything was over. So we didn't really look at it like, we didn't look at it like we were turning something down or we were going to miss something. Because I do believe that, the trajectory of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and everything that we did might have been really different if we'd have took that movie.
Yeah. I can dig that. What do you think about the importance of mentorship in the world of DJing and music?
Oh, that's everything. That's everything. I think, once you gain any kind of knowledge in whatever field, me personally, I feel like it's my obligation to mentor the next generation. That's the only way that you can keep it going. I think, like I said, these are all my personal opinions, but I think people who don't mentor is very selfish.
That's what's up. That's right. I like to each one teach one, spread the love. That's what one of the things that I like to do when I meet people in radio or something like that, and they're always like, "Oh man, you're the same you," or rah rah rah. Like, why wouldn't I tell you some of the stuff that I do? Do it and do it better than me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
keep
100%.
this thing going. Like, for the longest, I was the only black radio dude I knew forever, and then I finally started meeting some people. So you know what I'm saying? Whatever I could give anything, you know what I'm saying? I'm always with that.
Yes.
Looking back on your Fresh to Death career, I say that all the time too. That's funny. I didn't just do that just for looking back on your Fresh to Death career. I wrote that in there. Is there a specific moment that stands out as a turning point for you?
What's funny? I have always looked at everything that I do like I am in one long movie. And I can't complain about the scenes until the movie's over. So because I'm still in the middle of the movie, I can't say, oh my God, this was one of the most important factors, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I didn't expect to be talking to you in Denver on the Force tour this time last year.
Right.
So the thing that I love about this movie is you can write all of the script that you want, but it's, it all comes down to the day that you shoot. They may change the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I am, I am somebody that I do not live with regrets. I'm not the person like, oh man, if I had a chance to do it all over, would I do it different? I wouldn't change a thing, because I am extremely blessed. I take the good with the bad. I don't think it's fair for you to say, let me erase all of the bad out of my life and just keep the good. Nobody lives like that. So I just try to live it every day.
How's Will doing? Do y'all talk all the time?
Yeah, he's good. He's good. Everybody I know that's in television or movies is pretty much going through it.
Yeah.
With this writer's strike. But I also think that the writer's strike is one of the reasons why this tour is happening so successful.
Oh, I can dig that. Something for him to do, since there's not a lot of new movies out or whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What's the last new movie that you have seen?
Oh man, you know what? I am somebody. It takes a second for me to sit down and kind of watch a movie. I binge on TV shows now.
What you watching?
And I have. What's funny? I have started binge watching Suits.
Suits?
And Suits is on Netflix.
Okay.
Suits is the series that Meghan Markle was on before she became, before she married, Prince Harry.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
Suits is amazing.
Is it? What was I? Oh, that's funny. I just started watching Shy. Don't make fun of me. I just started getting into that. And
That's good.
I just got done with, a while ago, but everybody, I'm not one of those guys that watches everything because everybody says they're watching it. So and this is funny. I was trying to watch I was trying to watch Snowfall on a Fire Stick, but it kept pausing, so I quit watching it. And then
Snowfall's great.
I watched it from beginning to end in like 3 days.
Yep.
It is dope. It is so good.
Yes, it is.
What's your process, your creative process, when you're picking music or producing tracks? How does it differ?
Oh man, like I am a mad scientist. Like I go strictly off of vibes. I cannot create in the studio if the studio is dirty. But what happens is I'll start playing music and start cleaning up the studio. And the music that I play inspires me that as soon as I'm done, I just go in and start making stuff. I really don't dictate what I make every day. I make what comes out of me, and it'll find a place later. So, I am somebody that I might make a complete jazz record today, and might make a complete R&B record tomorrow, just based off of what I was feeling. But, once I'm done, I just put it away and I use it when, somebody comes in the studio and it's like, I'm looking for something like this. I'm like, hey, check this out. So I don't try to limit my creative process. I just let it happen.
Fresh. Are there any specific venues or events that you still haven't performed at? You got any bucket list places?
You know what? I've been blessed to, pretty much from 1998 until the pandemic, I did about 160 shows a year. And I probably, out of 160 shows, 100 of them were international. So I've played more places around the globe than I could have ever imagined. And you know what? I kind of needed the pandemic to sit me down for a second. So once again, I said I have zero regrets. Like I don't sit and say, man, I wish I could have, because I'm sitting here like, man, I played for 500,000 people on the beach in Singapore. I've been I played a festival in the jungles of Bali, Australia, New Zealand, Iceland. It's just, it's been a dream.
That is fresh to death. This guy called me and messed up my questions in here. Dang. There it is. I don't want to take too much of your time. Are you enjoying Denver? Are you guys there already, right?
Yeah. Excuse me. I just got to the venue and we're getting ready to start rehearsal in a little bit. Because there's so many acts on the tour, we pretty much, get to the venue maybe about 2:00, and we pretty much are in a rehearsal space from pretty much 2 to 6. 6:00, we go on the main stage and we do a quick run through, and then they open the doors. So this has pretty much been a all day thing. And when you come to the show and see the show, you will absolutely understand why. That
is fresh to death. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Like when I was a kid, I'm grown. I just turned 45 this year. That's weird. I remember I used to dress up as you from the Fresh Prince at times, man. I'll tell you, this is super dope talking to you, and I don't know. So I got to ask you this too. When people talk to you, do you like to go by Jazzy Jeff? How do you like
Jeff?
Just Jeff?
Just Jeff.
Okay.
Yep.
I bet you get a lot of. I get it too because I have my radio name, but people are always coming up like, "Hey, Jazzy, blah 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 blah," and doing all that. So,
and you understand it.
You're right.
You understand it. It's just, any of my friends or any people that really know me is like, "What up, Jeff?"
Right. That is true. That is true. That's dope. All right. You're busy, man. I so appreciate you. And see, me in my head, this is how I think. I know I'm gonna talk to you sooner or later again on my show.
Yes.
So I'm putting that out there already. I appreciate you calling in and taking the time out because I know you're busy moving city to city. My last question is for you. Looking ahead, what do you see? Looking ahead, what legacy do you hope to leave behind in the world of music and entertainment?
Excuse me. You know what's funny? I don't think I've done it yet. I don't. And I say this a lot. I think what I was put here to do, I haven't done yet.
Dope. Don't they got a scratch?
I'm just waiting.
Don't they have a scratch technique named after you or like that you created?
There's a couple.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
Yo, you are so dope, Jeff, man. I appreciate your time. Do you still do your Instagram videos and stuff? I remember you was doing.
Yes, I do. I do. If you check, you'll see a whole bunch of footage from the tour.
Oh, yep. I'm going there right after I get off of here. That was my last question. If people want to get a hold of you, like socials and all that good stuff, how can they find you?
DJJazzyJeff.com.
That's what's up.
If you go to DJJazzyJeff.com, that is a sneak preview into everything. You can get into the streaming, the classes that I teach. It'll let you know where I'm going to be and when I'm going to be. It's pretty much all things Jeff.
Word up, man. I appreciate you so much. I just made program director at my station, so if there's ever anything that I can do on my end to help whatever you're doing, please reach out, man. I'm so hyped up. I so
appreciate it, man.
Oh, man, you don't even know. Hey, peace and blessings to you. Go ahead, have a good show, and I will see you in a few.
Yes. All right, man.
All right, peace.
All right, man.